Listen, Monk Mo gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. See, lust is destroying the modern man. When I say lust is destroying the modern man, listen, they want to keep casual dating. Casual dating is destroying the modern man. Casual intercourse is destroying the modern man. At the end of the day, you guys were not made to keep on reproducing like this. This is why these guys don't have clear skin. Listen, this is why these guys' eyes don't be wide open. Just naturally. Their eyes be low and they don't even be high. They don't even be high. They just have low energy. At the end of the day, listen, SCX equals low energy. Low energy equals not able to succeed. Low energy means the only way that you will get to the millions is if you sell your soul. So listen, you got to understand. I don't care how strong the urge hits you. I don't care how good the woman looks. At the end of the day, you got to understand. You got to understand. You cannot have lust, because if you have lust, it's over with. Listen, any relationship you get in, if it started off with lust, it's gonna end with lust. So at the end of the day, listen, you got to understand, you got to power up out here. You can't be like the 98%. The 98% of guys, listen, when they walk in with a girl, the girl is the strongest position. At the end of the day, you got to understand, you got to be a woman's protector and provider. You have to provide and protect for your family. You dudes are not walking around in shape, so we know you can't protect. When you protect, you're going to have to get a weapon, and you're going to go to jail for 25 years to life. Your girl's going to get smashed. At the end of the day, listen, this is a jungle. If you take away all the buildings, this is a jungle. This is why you need to be in shape. This is still a jungle. The animals won't mess with the biggest animal. If you're the biggest animal, you walking around like a gorilla, listen, they're not gonna mess with you. Listen, people are gonna avoid messing with you because you have muscles, because you look like you can protect. Just off the fact that you look. Listen, you got to understand, humans are naturally weak. So with that being said, if humans are naturally weak and you're a human that's strong, you're gonna stand out, because humans are naturally weak. How did you think ancient Rome fell? They started normalizing orgies. Listen, before corn was on a site, corn was outside. They were having outdoor orgies and performing them in front of thousands of people to see 3 people have an orgy. At the end of the day, humans, listen, a lot of humans are just naturally weak. Even the guys who went to go see it. At the end of the day, the only people who didn't go fall for the orgies and stuff like that were the warriors, were the gladiators. At the end of the day, listen, in every generation, in every time of the world there is to exist, the gladiators were always the top of the top. Listen, the gladiators were always the real true kings. They could swim with the sharks, but they're not a shark. I repeat, they can swim with the sharks, but they're not a shark. At the end of the day, listen, you got to understand. I don't care what the pastor is talking about. At the end of the day, Jesus and all 12 disciples all had muscles. I repeat, Jesus and all 12 disciples all had muscles. Listen, if he's the king of all kings, you know he had muscles. At the end of the day, they trying to downplay Jesus like he wasn't a righteous man. Every righteous man has muscles. We display leadership characteristics. Listen, we don't even have to talk. You just know we're the leader. Look how we look. At the end of the day, society wants you to look like the 98%, so you have problems that align with the 98% of people in society. 98% of people in society, 98% of people in society are not in shape. So listen, they can't get their life in tone because they're not in tone. At the end of the day, listen, that's not what men were supposed to be designed to look like. Listen, real men, once that testosterone is high, listen, it's symbolic. Listen, we got muscles, we got bis and tris. Listen, all the clothes fit tightly. Listen, it looked like $1 million shirt. Listen, a Arab dude at the corner store asked me, "Where'd you get your shirt from?" Listen, I paid $3 for the shirt off Temu. At the end of the day, $3 for a Temu shirt, and it fit me like $1 million. If somebody else wear the same $3 Temu shirt, it'll look like $3. It will look like $3. The reason my $3 shirt looks like $1 million is because I'm just a man. I'm a man. Once you're a righteous man, your $3 shirts will look like $1 million too. It's because you take care of yourself. All righteous men care about the way their body looks. They all care about the way their billboard looks. It's not about, oh, he just got muscles, he's arrogant. No, we have muscles because this is the billboard. This is how we get the sales. This is gonna sell itself. At the end of the day, you got to understand, if you don't have muscles, listen, you're losing. It doesn't matter. I don't care how much money you have. If you don't have muscles, you're losing. These are unlimited sales. You have unlimited sales, and these are worldwide recognition. If I go to Russia, listen, they see these bis and tris like this, unlimited sales. Listen, it looks like I can get the job done because every morning I'm doing thousands of push-ups. I get the job done. Proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. I repeat, the proof is in the pudding. You got to understand the proof is in the pudding. So I don't have to overly talk and look for validation. Listen, when you're not in shape, you got to look for validation. Because you look in the mirror and you just don't see that you're that guy. Listen, when you're in shape and you start taking life serious as a masculine man, listen, you're no longer going to relapse. Yes, you're no longer... Listen, serious guys, they don't relapse at all. Only unserious men that are trying to fit in with the 98% and want to be liked by the 98%. Old female attraction. They always want to make videos on what female attraction taught them about life instead of what having bis and tris taught them about life. And cool, King 40, what you learn about bis and tris and what did they teach you about life? Bis and tris taught me that you can run it up if you have bis and tris in the suburbs. Because nobody in the suburbs is in shape. Everybody in the suburbs just keep walking around with boobs and beer bellies. At the end of the day, listen, they walking around with man boobs and beer bellies. At the end of the day, women out here in the suburbs have love handles. But at the end of the day, I can't lie, women out here in the suburbs are way more in shape than men. But at the same time, it's a lot of people walking around with love handles, and I'm just here to let you guys know, you're not getting love with love handles. You're not getting love with love handles. So at the end of the day, a strong body builds a strong mind. I repeat, it's really difficult to have a strong mind without a strong body. Listen, they can't coexist without each other. Listen, they go hand to hand. Listen, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro, do not fall and be like the 98% of society. The 98% of society, they love to tell man, nobody cares about muscles. It doesn't matter what other people care about. It seems like that, and I can see that. Nobody cares about muscles because they don't have muscles. Everybody wants to be in shape. So if you're in shape, you can run it up. Because everybody wants to be in shape, but they don't want to put the work in. At the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding. Listen, Monk Mo gang, you know what's going on. Listen.